So often, the move from grieving and grudging to forgiveness is best understood when we take a look at the amount of gratitude that we have. As it turns out, gratitude, which should be no surprise to anybody with a kind of church background, gratitude ends up being the great key to moving from grief to forgiveness. Gratitude seems to be the thing that unlocks all of that within us. When we are grieving and when we are grudging, our focus is back in the past and the things that happened to us, the unfairnesses that occurred and how they affect us now. And gratitude is that movement to the now and seeing the things around us and the ways in which we have been blessed and the things that we're grateful for. When we talked about grieving and grudging, we talked about the story we tell, both in our head to ourselves. It's kind of our life's narrative that we begin to form about who we are and why we do things and what we're capable of and what we are not capable of and what we can't do because of what happened to us in the past. That's our life's narrative. And then on top of that is the story that we tell to other people. Sometimes call that the elevator story. If you were going to describe to somebody in the time it takes to ride an elevator about who you are, when we're caught in the past, when we're still grieving, when we're still being held captive by grudges and anger and vengeance, our elevator story ends up being one of pain and woe and struggle, and we tell it to a number of people. If we have told our grievance story to more than about 5 people, we're probably telling a grudge story. We're probably explaining to the world why it is, what happened to us, and why we can't do what we need to do in the future because of the things that occurred to us. We've created a victim place for ourselves. As we begin to heal from all of that, part of the keys then to beginning to move forward is the gratitude story that we begin to tell. Our dialogue inside our head, our life's narrative, it begins to be different. And the story, the elevator story that we tell to other people begins to be different. As we do that and we move forward, we begin to tell the gratitude story, and that is the great way in which we have been blessed and how life is. We find ourselves saying thank you a lot more often. And that would mean, for instance, that even if we have been hurt in the past, we're recognizing the kindness of things going on to us in the present. If painful things happen to us at Christmas time in the past, the loss of a parent, the unfairness of losing a job or somebody that hurt us in some way around Christmas time, and we tell that story every Christmas to where we're saying, I can't celebrate the holidays make me depressed or down because I'm being bound by the events of the past. We're missing the wonderful things that are happening now. And in fact, the painful things that happened in the past, as we begin to tell a gratitude story, may enable us to enjoy and celebrate even more the good things that are happening in a present. So rather than letting up, again, back to the Christmas time idea, if those painful things happen in the past, every time we're able to celebrate the enjoyment of the now, the enjoyment of people around us, the enjoyment how things are different now than they were in the past. In essence, we're stepping beyond the past and we're saying, yes, those things happened, and yes, they were painful. And now my life is moving forward, and I get to fully appreciate how great it is to have a Christmas without those painful things occurring. I get to celebrate it even more and enjoy what it really means. It is the gratitude story. And then on top of that, then, is not just our life's narrative that we tell inside us, it is what we tell people around us, how greatly blessed we have been, how grateful we are to them, the little kindnesses that come to us. I think grateful people do a number of things. And one is that they are very quick to thank people genuinely around them. They're quick to to thank a waitress, for instance, or some kindness that has come to them. Secondly, and I think most important, the key oftentimes for me is that grateful people are good receivers. They receive the service and acts of kindness of other people towards them. They receive that well, and they welcome it. If someone wants to say, can I bring you a meal, or can I do this for you, and we're saying, no, 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 I don't need that. I don't need your kindness. I don't need your service. If we're able to say thank you, I would appreciate that, and then be able to be grateful for the things that they've done to us. The more grateful we are, the better we are at receiving the service of others. We let people serve us. We let people do things for us. We are welcoming to their help, and we appreciate and see that we have been blessed. Grateful people are very, very good receivers, and they're very quick to receive that help. So one of the first steps then, as we move from grief and grudging to forgiveness and peace, is the ability to be grateful and to receive well the service and kindness of other people around us.